What's up, roller skaters? My name is Nick's Tricks, and if you have ever watched my clips and wondered, what are those? Today I'm gonna break down my whole custom setup from top to bottom, give you all the specs and all the reason I chose these components, so stay tuned. So let's start with the elephant in the room, the shell. Of course, this is not your classic raised heel, leather and wood quad skate. This is an inline boot that I customized and made into a roller skate. What boot? This is the Standard Omni V1. Standard is a newer company to the inline aggressive market. And this V1 boot is really stiff plastic, which I think is perfect for roller skating on ramps, rails, ledges. Another thing I like about the Standard Omni V1 is you can take the sole plate off and have a completely flat plastic bottom to mount to. Taking the sole plate off sheds some weight that I don't need on this skate because of this grind block. I've got some sort of sole plate lock-in right here, which we'll get to in a minute. Most roller skaters skate a boot that has a raised heel, whether that's a little wood wedge like the Moxie, but these are completely flat plastic boots, but on the inside, there's a heel shock absorber that lifts your heel up just a little bit to give you that raised heel feeling for skating. Another perk of the Standard Omni is it is an incredibly cheap boot, especially the V1s. Once they released the V2s and now the V3s, these were incredibly cheap for me. I spent less than $100 to get the boot only. And with the sole plates off, you could sell those on the secondhand market and get a really sturdy boot, really durable boot for probably less than $100 if you're lucky. Another perk of using a hard shell rollerblade boot for inline skating is that you can replace the liners with something that's the most comfortable for you. For years, I've skated these MyFit Reaction dual fit liners. I love the comfortable tongue on these. It's nice to be able to pull these out after a session, let them dry out, and no matter what skate I put these in, it feels like a custom fit to my foot. I love these liners, they're heat moldable. So many different liners would fit in these skates. You could get Intuition liners, any stock liner on any rollerblade would fit, but if you really want to customize your fit and have more durable skates that are easier to keep clean, it's really nice to have a removable liner to pull these out, air them out after the session. Huge perk of having a removable liner hard shell skate.
Oh, bro, what's your YouTube channel, bro?
Nick's Tricks, N-I-X, and then Tricks spelled normally, yeah. Yeah. Same with the Instagram.
I'm gonna subscribe to you, bro.
Do it. Yeah, I do roller skating, aggressive roller skating tutorials and all sorts of shit. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, N-I-X Tricks, you got it. So you can see that white pad at the bottom. That's the shock absorber and heel raise. Gives you just a little bit of lift on your heel to give you that comfortable ride position for aggressive skating. You can see how the hard plastic can take a beating. Unlike a leather skate, I don't have to have any sort of toe cap cover on these. The plastic can take a beating and will last a good long while. So the Standard Omni is just a really simple, really perfect boot to convert into roller skates. Underneath, I'm rocking the Brunny Dragon plate. I love this plate for a few reasons. First, it has a locking toe stop, so these toe stops never come loose during my session. Love that. This is also a 10-degree kingpin, so it's compatible with a few other trucks, but I definitely recommend the Brunny Labrous trucks, which is what I'm rocking. These are made to match each other, so there's so much kingpin clearance for grinds on these. This is a 2.75-inch wide truck made out of stainless steel. They also offer a more expensive titanium one that will be more durable, last longer. But these stainless steel ones have been holding up great for me for about 6 months that I've been skating them. I love the 2.75 inches. These start with a nice round surface that eventually flattens out as you start to break them in. And I'm nowhere close to grinding on the kingpins. I can skate these as tight or as loose as I want to, and they feel incredible. And the toe stop I always skate is the Kaya Cherry Bomb, AKA controller toe stop. This is a short stem toe stop made by Kaya. It came on my first skate, the Karma Pros, and I just loved the way it felt and how durable it was. So I've continued to buy and replace these. They work great for mudslides, cliffhangers, all those kind of techie toe stop style tricks that I like to do. These probably last me 4 to 6 months, especially if I rotate off of my dominant foot to my non-dominant foot. I can make these last a lot longer, but I really love. I'm a big fan of this Kaya Cherry Bomb toe stop. Down to the tires, these are Cymatics Dread Roller Shroom Shredder wheels. I've also been skating these for a couple years Cymatics is my favorite wheel company. They entered the market as an inline premium urethane company and then gave Montre, aka Dread Roller, a pro wheel, and this is that wheel. It is 52 millimeters, 98A. This is essentially a skateboard wheel modified a little bit to be perfect for roller skates. It's the right hardness to not lock up on grinds. It's a conical shape, which gives you a ton of control for manuals, especially those Unity manuals I like to do. And this front profile has a little bit more of a lip over your axle nut to keep it from rubbing on concrete if you miss your lock in and slide down a ramp or off the side of a ledge. Inside the wheels are just some ABEC 7 Wicked bearings. I don't care too much about my bearings. I think anything above ABEC 5, ABEC 7 typically rolls about the same if you keep them clean. So I just keep some ABEC 7 or ABEC 9s nice and clean, and they work perfect for my purpose. And you've probably been wondering the whole time, what in the world is that grind block? This is the Adrenaline Labs Gecko Freestyle Slider. Adrenaline Labs is a group of guys doing sort of open source development on roller skating components, the first of which was this block, the Gecko Freestyle. They've since expanded and made a couple different versions of the Gecko block that don't have this big sole plate wing, but the idea with this is that you have a sole plate, a backslide plate, and you can do rollerblade style tricks on roller skates, but you also have a brunny style block on the bottom, so you can do all your classic roller skate style tricks, axle grinds, sole grinds, box grinds, all the things where you'd need one of your blocks and trucks to be touching. These function perfectly just like a brunny block would or a CIB block would, going these directions. But then you've got this added plate on the side to lock onto the side of ledges like an inline skate with a sole plate, or have this wing on the side for backslides, royales, your back foot on star grinds. Really just helps you have this extra point of contact, much like inline skates, to rest on for grinds. Right now, the Adrenaline Lab sliders are 3D printable files that you download from Adrenaline Labs. So mine is printed in carbon fiber PETG, which is the strongest material for 3D printing functional parts, and you add in carbon fiber. It's made it even sturdier. I've been skating this for over 6 months, and it's definitely starting to chip up a little bit, but I have a new set on the way. And as someone that came from rollerblading to inline skating, this frees me up to experiment and do all sorts of tricks that were not previously possible on roller skates, and a lot of innovation has happened between myself and some other skaters that have been on these blocks for a while. This skate is the most affordable, durable, and supportive skate that I've built for aggressive roller skating. It has all the features that I've looked for in the perfect aggressive roller skate, and in my opinion, everyone should be skating something like this. I would love to see more hard boots on the market specifically designed for roller skaters. I want to see more people experimenting with this wing and unlocking new styles of tricks. And I can't recommend the brunny plate enough and the trucks. Just a really perfect grinding experience where your gear's not getting in the way. If you're curious about mounting hard boots and turning them into roller skates, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I run an Instagram account called @HardBootQuadSquad, which features all sorts of builds that people in the community do. And on that account, I'm answering tons of DMs all the time about what boots to get, what plates to get, what hardware to get, how to mount these, what my process is like. So stay tuned, because in the future, I'm definitely gonna do a step-by-step tutorial on what it takes to mount this kind of boot to this kind of plate. To see clips of these skates in action, check out my Instagram @NicksTricks. If you have any more questions about them, send me a DM, drop them in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.